Hi everyone, it's Maureen Hancock. Today I'm going to be speaking about grief relief. Over the last 20 plus years, I've been connecting so many people and families with their loved ones in spirit. And today I want to give you some examples of connections and how you can better connect to your loved one in spirit directly. So many of my students want to learn how to connect for other people, but most of us start out grieving ourselves and on a journey to try to just figure it out. Where are they? What are they doing now? Do they still see us? Do they hear us? Are they aware of what's going on here on earth still, now? And so many other questions. So that's what I want to start with today. Some of your most burning questions about life, death, the afterlife, and what happens after we leave this physical body. So I would say the most common question that I am asked is, how can I get better in touch with my loved one in spirit? Because I feel blocked. I'm trying too hard. I keep asking for signs and I get nothing. And it is a process, but it can absolutely be achieved. You want to start with conscious breathing. Now, learning how to breathe consciously and get a full diaphragm breath is the first step in quieting your mind, which can then help you connect to spirit and understand that the messages you're hearing or little voices in your head are not just that. They're not always just you talking back at yourself. When you have a true connection to spirit, you can't deny it. It's almost as if you're driving down the street, listening to a song on the radio, kind of zoning out, and then all of a sudden you hear something like, hey, look out, look over your left shoulder, or pay attention to that song on the radio. The words are speaking to you. And at home, you may see shadows out of the corner of your eye, somebody walk by a door, a closet, flashes of white light or any color. I mean, that's absolutely energy. So when we leave the physical body, the energetic body still exists. So the energetic body can make your phone do wonky things, make the computer screen flash on when no one's around, maybe even make a certain picture appear, making lights flash, street lights go out. Anything electrical can kind of have some interference with spirit energy. And that's kind of how, one of the ways they're trying to get in touch with you. So you can absolutely do the conscious breathing. I've said this before, take a walk in nature, stand on the roots of a tree, get quiet in a space in the forest where you can just breathe, listen, and start to be aware of your senses. That's when all of a sudden you start to focus on the sound of a bird, maybe a running stream or brook, even just the breath of maybe your dog you're taking a walk with. Sounds of the sky, maybe you can feel the energy of the earth. And just stand there for a few minutes or as long as you can and literally just be. We're in such a hurry, like I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to get back. What if you just allow yourself 10 minutes in the woods, outside, even just standing on your deck looking up at the stars for 10 minutes? Give yourself that gift. And I always talk about this too, drink a lot of water so that you can be a conductor of energy. Take a shower, Epsom salt bath, you name it. So here's another common question that I get asked. If somebody crosses themselves over, do they reach the other side? And what is it like for them there? Can they feel the pain that they left behind? Do they know that there were options, or do they realize that we would have helped them or tried to if they just reached out? Yes, yes, yes. So when somebody crosses themselves over, there's a life review. And first, they'll sit with like an elder or a saint or, I don't know, a higher spirit, God, whatever you're comfortable with. I'm going to say God. And they're shown their book of life and where things got challenging and where they could have possibly reached out for help and where they kind of gave up, I guess. And I want to also be clear that with mental illness, that's a whole other area that I'm not well versed in, and I am not a psychologist, but I will tell you this. I have noticed with mental illness, if somebody crosses themselves over, they're right in the light because they struggled so much here on earth. And I don't know, there's just almost this different kind of a vibration when somebody struggles so much here with, say, bipolar or any other mental disorder that caused them not to have clear thoughts and a clear mind. And they always say to me, wow, I have such a clear mind now. I found peace. So I have chills as I'm saying that. But maybe somebody that is not in their right mind in another way, drinking, toxicity, pills, any kind of drugs, they often will come back and say, gosh, I wish that I reached out for help and I wasn't in my right mind and I really didn't mean to do this and I didn't mean to hurt you or go all the way. So I want you to know that if that applies to your loss, they always come back very deeply sorry, wishing they could take it back, and then trying to make things up to you and show you that they are your guide and they're there to assist you to live the best life that you can until you meet again in a more familiar way. Another really common question I get asked is, do they have jobs? What are they doing over there? So I've been shown that when they cross, immediately they see their book of life. I think we all do. And it's just kind of a life review. And then there's a lot of spiritual teachers and workers over there. So a lot of spirits tell me, I'm working with children, or I'm trying to help troubled kids still here on earth, or, I am a teacher. I'm trying to teach new younger folks how to give signs, or any age really. There's different titles I won't know till I get there, but I have noticed that there's all different spiritual jobs for the betterment of woman and mankind here. And this is Earth School, and this is where the toughest lessons happen, where we're trying to sort it all out. So it really just depends. I mean, my nephew Sean, when he passed, he was like, Auntie, I have a really big job. I'm doing amazing things. And he was in third world countries and showing me all these different scenes of like soldiers he was helping and just all different like troubles happening all around the world and trying to bring peace and light and love and bring us back together. And I think right now with what's going on in the world, a lot of our loved ones in spirit are trying to help us all find our way actually to unity and to peace and back together and forgiveness and just trying to get it right. So another question I get asked is, do we live other lives? Is there such a thing as past lives or reincarnation? And I do believe in that, even though good Catholic girl, we keep coming back to get it right, to learn lessons. And I believe we all wait for the soul group to come back together, because that's a big concern for folks. Like, what if my child is not going to be there in heaven when I get there to greet me? And I want to reassure you, it takes a really, really long time to reincarnate or choose to come back. And I feel like we all do it together, but in different roles. So you may notice somebody in your life, you're like, gosh, I feel like they were my father in a past life, but now it's my sister. You'll probably not always figure that out, but it's pretty cool to think that we all kind of stick together for certain lessons and things that we're trying to achieve for enlightenment or to get closer to God or whatever works for you. Another common question that I get asked is, are they still in pain? Are they still suffering? Or, do they feel bad that we weren't speaking? Are they mad at me or upset at me, angry, whatever? And no, when we leave the physical here, we also leave the lessons, the baggage, all the heaviness, the anger, the resentment, the guilt, and all that crap is left here. But they will often say on the other side, hey, I never said I'm sorry. I want to acknowledge the pain that I caused you. Or I accept your apology, but no need, because it comes back to love. And no, they're not in pain if they were sick, suffering. Any suffering is released when the physical body releases from the spirit body. And I've witnessed thousands of passings, and they always say, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And, or at the moment, oh my God, it's amazing. So I've seen that so many times, so I'm not afraid. But being kind of left behind here, I know we still have a job to do. And do it for them in their name, to memorialize them, to make them proud, and just accept the guidance from above, because they are your guide now, and they're giving you the strength to get through each day. So those are my top questions that I'm asked. I'm going to continue this series throughout this semester with the top questions, because let's face it, there are hundreds of questions about life, death, and the afterlife. And I hope this helped you just a little bit on your journey through grief and understanding. Thank you.